Hello, everybody. I was having some technical problems here, but I think it's all okay now. And today I'm here for a Timeless Flux Oracle um, channel to have a reading for you on how to design your routine. I think this topic is very important right now since we're leaving such crazy times. We are trying to compensate for a lot of things, trying to understand how to make the better use of our self, our time, our money, everything. And it's very hard to connect with other people. The only place we have is here online for most of us. I know that a lot of us are working on the streets. We have to leave the isolation recommendations from the from physicians, even in the middle of this pandemic. But my idea here is to talk to those of you who are having any kind of trouble finding balance in your routine and to give some pointers on how to design your everyday better. Okay, so I have three options for this reading. The first option is will be represented by this deck, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. Okay, so if you resonate with that, please, this is going to be your option. And the first one that I'm reading. The second option, this deck here, La Santa Muerte deck. Okay. And the third option is represented by this deck, the Everyday Witch deck. Okay. So again, we have option number one, represented by this deck, option number two, represented by this deck, and option number three, represented by this deck, the Everyday Witch. Okay? Have you chosen? One, two, three. I'm moving on to the reading for option number one. Okay? If you're interested in free readings, free one question readings, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Brazilian time, which I believe is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do a live reading session talking about the provision for June, okay, for this next month. And I'm also going to talk about, I'm also going to answer specific questions that you may have. I'm going to choose, and based on the order of arrivals, I'm going to choose 3 or 4 people to read for free readings. Okay, so if you're interested in a free reading, one question reading, you can come back later, okay, the day, and we'll have an opportunity for that. Set your reminder. Okay, let's move on to option number one and what you can do about your interesting. What you can do about designing your schedule. Okay. So let's talk facts. If this doesn't resonate, maybe you're up to a different reading, a different option, okay? But let's talk facts. Right now, there's some kind of love connection. You might even be married to this person or living with this person, spending the social isolation period with this person, but not necessarily. And right now, what we have is a soulmate connection and a soulmate, or maybe you believe that this person could be your soulmate, and this is highly influencing the way you see your routine, the way you see your everyday practices. I see here that in the past, you basically went through all from the activities every day, moving on faith alone. I mean, if you have a job and this job has a proposed schedule, you would follow the schedule, but you would not over concern with what you should do to optimize it, or maybe if you're doing too much, too little, you wouldn't be worried about those things. You would move on, and this is the faith card, okay? You would move on basically believing through your schedule. You would move on basically believing that everything was going to turn out okay, everything was going to be fine because you're a good person and you're doing your best. And then now in the present, I see that there's some lack of passion. I have the passion card here in reverse. I see that there's some lack of passion related to whatever follows under the label of these are my obligations, this is what I have to do. And this is related to to your connection to this other person, okay, that you believe could be your soulmate, okay? Since this is a general reading, please notice that I could be talking about any kind of intense romantic attachment. This could be happening in your life right now. This person could correspond to your feelings or not. But the thing is, you have some kind of energy, some kind of romantic energy, maybe stagnated due to this isolation period. Um, that is really influencing the way you see your obligations. In the past, it was easier to move from one thing to the other, and now it's harder even to plan. Of course, it's hard for all of us in this period, but it's hard for you to plan because you do not feel, it's like you're bored. And when you think about what you truly love in life, you can only think about this person. Okay, that's the only thing that it really, that aligns, that synchronizes with your vibration. And then what I see for the future is that there's something about this connection that is going to show you, or show itself deeper, more profoundly, than it actually is now. Because I don't know if you can see it from where you are, but in the camera here, this is the card of the facade, and it is in reverse. Okay, so what I have here is a lot of what you're considering in this connection with this possible soulmate. The cards are not necessarily saying this is a soulmate. This is kind of like how you envision this person. This is kind of talking about your expectations when it comes to this person. In the future, you are going to know this person a little better. This is not necessarily bad, but some of the illusions you're keeping in your mind and that are making you focus so much of your energy in this connection are going to shatter. And then you're going to see this person for who uh, they actually are. Okay. But right now, the point is that this connection is having a huge impact on your everyday activities, on the way you organize your life. This could be, and I'm even getting another card to confirm that this, but it feels to me like kind of an obsessive energy in which you're all about the person, and the only thing that you consider that's going on for you, that's positive right now, is keeping your hopes up when it comes to this person. And there are things in your everyday life that you would normally have no problem whatsoever doing. You would just know, okay, these are part of my life. I have to do them, even if now you're doing them in a different way. Your work, your studies, self care, everything that you consider as part of your daily tasks. And now they just feel boring because you just want to, you just want to focus on this person and what this person could bring to your life. But I want to confirm the level of obsession we're talking about here. And I have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay. So I feel like this is not really an obsessive mindset, is more of a hopeful mindset. Like you had your hopes created around a certain routine. This led you to having faith that everything was going to be okay for you, romantically or otherwise. And now, with the arrival of this feeling, this energy, this emotion related to this person, to your person of interest, you're kind of having troubles focusing or organizing your life, because it's so good to think about the many possible outcomes this situationship could have. Okay. I have to tell it because it's a possibility. If you are already committed with this person, then I see an imbalance in the energy, in the sense of you're putting too much energy on the person, maybe because you're together during this isolation period, and not a lot of energy into yourself and the things you need to develop on a daily basis. Okay. But moving forward, what you know about the situation and is that it kind of has you in an impasse. Okay, I have the impasse card here. Okay, hope you can see it in a video. I think it's better like that. Okay, it puts you in a state of like as if almost you had to choose between your life and the person, your normal everyday routine and the person, and it's kind of stagnated. Okay, it might feel very good when you're daydreaming about the person, but you know there are a lot of things that you're avoiding, putting the whole of your energy there. What you don't know is that there's a lot of gossip. I'm going to try to show the, I hope you can see it. Okay. There's a lot of gossip. And actually, in this card, there's a person in between. Two people that could be brothers, could be, brother and sister, could be siblings, could be friends, or could even be a couple. And then there's this lady here, and she is, yeah, she's represented by the green, who could be, which could be healing when it comes to the light side of it, and it could also be envy, okay, or jealousy when it comes to the dark side of it. Okay, so I see that you don't know, there maybe there's a group of friends or one specific person that is in between you and this other person of interest. Okay, maybe that's why you don't know everything you needed to know about this person. Okay, maybe that's why you're still keeping your hopes up in an illusion, in a sense. I see here, because you don't have all of the information, or at least there's some kind of uh, how can I put it? I think there's some kind of um, cross channel of information, in which you, just a minute, my cat, stop it, stop it, bye, what? Yeah, it's trying to call my attention. But there's some kind of cross channel of information that's preventing you from seeing this person and this situation the way it actually is. This is going to naturally subside. You don't have to worry about it. You're going to get to know this person better, and beyond any kind of facade. This is in the cards, but you need to consider that when it comes to organizing, to designing your routine. Okay, what I see here, I also want to get another card for that. Yeah, exactly. There are things that you would need to be doing. You need to be starting new projects, or maybe ideas you want to develop, maybe new creative endeavors. You could be using this time to focus on starting to build these things. And then, just because you're in this environment of being really interested in this person and not having clear information about the person whatsoever, it's hard for you to focus. Kind of talking about here. Okay, they're saying, please, the cards are saying, please understand that you do not have all of the information, and that it's not possible to have all of the information now, for one reason or the other. And please concentrate on everything that you're trying to create. Try not to put so much energy on this one situation or this one person. I know it's important, and the cards are not even saying that you shouldn't devote some time to this passion, to this connection. You believe it's a soulmate connection, but try to reorganize your time um, when it comes to how much you're going to dedicate to this person. Okay, so what I also have here is destiny in reverse. Okay, and destiny in reverse is talking about um, what you know. when it comes to this situation. Okay. What you know when it comes to this situation is that this person is, well, it's something like it's not yet in, it's in divine timing, it's not yet ready to develop, okay, your connection with this person. So if you know that, and this is helping you actually, as I'm seeing here, then it would be wise for you to try to even prepare for the moment when you're together, or for the moment when you have more information about this person, okay? Because right now, what you can do is reorganize your time and put some more energies in your projects, the things you want to create, but you do not have time to be thinking about this person. Furthermore, these cards are telling me that it's not profitable right now. If you take some time to self-analyze and to put your projects into motion, you'll actually be better prepared for when divine timing presents itself, and then you can actually be with this person, okay? Some piece of advice here, I have the growth card in reverse. So this is showing me that actually right now you could be growing much more into your own ideas, into your own conception of who you want to be. You could be experimenting things, implementing new things, and you will need this growth in order to to get in, well, not to get in touch, but to develop something with this person, with this soulmate that was that was showing here. So okay, I know this is like hard news, but what you really need to do right now, and I'm only saying what I get here from the cards, what you really need to do right now is to just give yourself time to yourself and to your projects, and not think so much about this person. As I said before, I don't see you as obsessed. In a moment, I'm going to give you more practical tips on how to organize your day, but I see that this is the theme of the conversation here. And what I see is you're too attached, and it's perfectly understandable at this moment in time. You are too attached to your expectations towards this person, okay? And this is requiring a lot of energy that right now you could be putting into other things. Not only because it's not profitable to spend your energy like that, but also and mainly because you really need whatever you're going to focus on right now in order to develop, to know yourself more, and to be ready when this person comes in divine time. Okay. Always remembering that there are a lot of things about this person you still don't know, and they are going to show naturally. You don't have to worry about that, but it's just that don't be so attached to this person image. I think you need to hear that for one reason or the other. As a conclusion, I have the recovery card in reverse. Okay. And the recovery card is talking about you being able to fully regain a sense of who you are and what you want from connections with other people. And this is going to be particularly important right now as you think of ways of how to redesign your routine, your schedule. Okay. Now let's talk about what practically would be important for you to consider while redesigning your schedule. Okay. First thing, you don't need to do it fast, like I'm wasting my time, and you need to carefully consider your options, everything that you like doing on your daily basis, because this impasse card here is also talking about how hard it is for you to decide on whether you should do one thing or the other in this context we are living. Okay, so take your time. Um, Take your time. You don't have to decide anything. We're living a very difficult moment. You don't have to just rush to being productive. This is not what the cards are saying at all. They're saying that if you take your time and if you concentrate on cleaning any aspect people online, if you just clear this field up and think about um, Okay, I'm just going to listen to the people I can really believe in. I'm going to listen to the people who are actually talking about this moment. This is going to make you more apt, if I can say it that way, dealing with your own tasks, with whatever you have to do on a daily basis. Because right now you're bored, you only want to think about your person. But this is kind of also influenced by a cycle of looking for information online, which reinforces your expectations. Maybe you're looking to a lot of pick a card readings and trying to listen to different things, different possibilities to solve this situation because you're feeling kind of messed up when it comes to your daily tasks. Maybe you're watching movies that make you remember your person of interest all the time. So try to reduce your consumption with flexibility, but try to reduce your consumption of this kind of media. This is one thing I have to tell you. The other thing I have to tell you is if there's any kind of plant around you, and this is very practical, if there's any kind of plant around you, um, try to exchange energy with them. Try to stay close with them. I don't know if you have plants around. I don't know if you live in an apartment, a house, whatever. But stay as close to nature and plants specifically as you can, because this is going to help you recharge your batteries. Okay. In a general design of the day, what I see for you here is that you really need to slow down if you haven't already slowed down, but maybe have a list of two things that you need to accomplish every day. And then it doesn't matter if they're going to be accomplished in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, doesn't matter as long as they're accomplished. This is going to give you a nice, solid sense of progress, like you're not only just, daydreaming, but it's also not as harsh as saying, as going like, oh, at 9 o'clock, I'm going to do this, at 10 o'clock, I'm going to do that. And try to have these free things, and then it's kind of like you're free to think about your person. You're free to daydream, you're free to do whatever you want. When you go to your extra time, to your free time, just remember to consider what kind of media intake you're having. Okay, what kind of video you're watching, um what kind of info in general you're consuming. And if you really feel like you need to watch videos, to read papers, etc., and this is part of what makes you feel strong and connected to the world in the situation we're living, then try to watch the news, try to watch people commenting critically on the moment we're living, more than anything that makes you remember all the time about this person. This is what I have for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. And now I'm moving on to the reading for pile number two, for the deck number two, sorry, to talk about how can they better design their everyday routine. Okay. Um, let's move on. Well, deck number two is represented by this. Um, option number two is represented by this deck here, La Santa Muerte deck, that I like very much. I'm shuffling as I go. And okay, let's see what I have here for you when it comes to how to design your schedule, how to design your routine in a way that's profitable, that's interesting, that respects your quality of life. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Uh-huh. Okay, sorry, I'm laughing because I have another. Now, I don't want to advance myself, but we have the Two of Pentacles here. It's also talking about associations, but they're not necessarily romantic or anything like that. Okay, so I see you here trying to trying to stay in contact with other people and maybe being a bit too inflexible about how you do that, or maybe obsessing a little about always being in touch with other people. Again, it's very understandable in the situation we're living, but the first card's already talking to me about the need um, to reserve some time for sanctuary, some time for yourself. Maybe you're living. This is only for some of the people who are going to watch this video. Sorry, but maybe you're living with other people right now, with your family, with your partner, and this this having to deal with them every day is much more intense due to the quarantine. Okay, but for other people, I see that you're living alone, and then you're reaching out to people outside through the internet, possibly, hopefully, and and then this is taking a lot of your energy. This is like your momentum right now. um as a context for this situation, I see that in the past, or maybe even before this quarantine period, you had a lot of you felt like almost you're starting to explore a side of yourself in the external world that was very practical, very down to earth, and that was starting to see results. Like you had this change in personality, and you're feeling great about 2020. You're feeling great about exploring this new side of you, and then boom, we entered this strange period, and it's like you can't even experiment with whatever you're feeling, or whatever you were doing, whatever you're trying to implement. Okay, so right now you feel kind of heartbreaking, um, because of course you were starting to like this new version of yourself, and it's really depended upon having the ordinary normal schedules we had before this quarantine. Okay, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just letting everything fall here. So what I see for you in the future, and what's necessary about your routine right now, is that you hmm, well, there's a double message here. First, try to relax about anything innovative, anything important you're trying to do before it all started, because there will come a time again when you'll be able to experiment with those things. The other side of this same message is try to see if you're not being too irresponsible as a means of compensating for the lack of activity in the outside world. If you know what I mean, I hope I'm clear, because the idea is, well, we have the Fool here. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not showing you the cards. We have the Fool in reverse, and there are two possible ways of interpreting that, especially in the position of future of what needs to change in this time. I was this Knight of Pentacles here. I was someone who was boldly experimenting. I was sure of myself and the changes I was implementing in my life. I was very happy with that. And I was starting to see actual material results before the quarantine. And right now I'm this Queen of Cups in reverse here. So I'm heartbroken. I I really miss everything that I had going on for me before, and I miss the chance of exploring and of creating new things. And now, and with this Fool in reverse, and this little story, this little narrative going on here, you could be trying to overcompensate in many different ways and ignoring some kind of risk because you really miss the possibility of being out there doing everything that you were doing. Okay, so you could be overspending, you could be over drinking, you could be even um, over sharing on social media. I see for some of you oversharing, and especially because in the beginning we had this Two of Pentacles with an energy here. I'm even going to get another card to confirm that. Yes, with an energy of lack. Okay, I have the abundance card in reverse from the other deck. I'm using one main deck and confirming with the other. So what we have here is an energy of like, I need to be in contact with people. So I'm going to maybe overuse the internet. I'm going to overuse or to over share, to overexpose myself when I talk to people because I really feel lonely. I really feel like I was, I was in my best version before it all started. And now I'm just heartbroken. I don't know what to do. And I don't know how to go about that. Okay. So, two first things I have here is pieces of advice. Please try to not indulge with risky behavior just because you're feeling lonely. And the other thing is relax about your adventures, about everything that you were trying to put in the world outside before it all started, because it's going to come back and you'll be able to do these things. It's just that now it's not the moment, and this is related to how you could organize your day right now. Okay, because then I have the Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, I'm going to show it upright to you because the image says a lot. You see, so conflict, and this is something you're out of conflict, okay, because it's in reverse. And this is talking to me about something that's conscious to you right now. It's kind of, even if you've even like you miss the conflict, you miss being with other people, even if when those people were arrogant, when those people were they were in your way, they were stepping right on your throat, on your toes, but you still miss them. And this has an important message when it comes to not adopting risky behavior, not overindulging, overexpose. I keep hearing that oversharing online. Even if you're not drinking, smoking, whatever, we all have our addictions. But even if you're not doing anything like that, oversharing because you just want to grab people and you just want to have them. You need their energy almost in you're in a place right now in which relationships are probably not healthy because you're missing people too much, and I'm not only talking about romantic relationships. So there's a lesson here about how to go go at it throughout your day while you're lonely. The first thing is you need to identify why you like the conflict so much and the interaction, even if when the interaction is not that good. And and this is something you need to do that. The What you don't know is that you need to find, this is the strength card, okay, you need to find your strength back. And it's interesting because in this representation, this is a fight. I don't know how they call these fights. MMA fight, I don't know. It's one of those fights in which men are disguised in costumes and they're fighting each other. And it reminds me of a cartoon I used to watch when I was a kid called Mucha Luta, Mucha Lucha, maybe in Spanish. Um, but this is a completely different representation of the strength card. That's normally a woman taming a lion, okay? And here it's a fight. So there are two sides of the same thing, the same coin. You are missing the drama. You're missing the conflicts. You're missing what the possibility of having other people with you, surrounding you, and doing things with other people brought you. But what you don't know, and you really need to focus right now, is that this is almost like an internal struggle. And these people in your life, they're only mirrors to what you are actually struggling with. So now you have an important opportunity to see yourself because there's no one mirroring back at you. And and if you keep on obsessing even a little, the energy for option one was not obsessive, but this energy is quite obsessive. if you keep obsessing about the people that you're trying to find online because you don't want to be lonely, then you'll never have the possibility of looking at yourself in a clearer and deeper way. So I see here my cat again. I see here that you, this moment for you, this your routine organization, your schedules should have a lot of time for self reflection, for self knowledge, more than usual. Okay. And then I have a confirmation here with this. What helps card is the Empress in reverse. I really want you to take a look at this Empress here. Okay. I think this is a beautiful card. They're all skeletons in this La Santa Muerte deck, but I love the representations. Okay. Feel the vibe in this card. This lady is like ruling the world, and she is grateful. She is forgiving. She is of service to others, but she never forgets about herself. Okay. And this card is in reverse, talking about what helps. So I see that on daily basis, you're the kind of person that's also matching this Knight of Pentacles. You're the kind of person that is the host or the hostess of social situations. You're always putting yourself out there in the best possible way in order to consider everybody else's wishes, because you're also kind of feeding back from their energy, and they are kind of mirroring your flaws to you. I don't know if you're if you're aware of how this process of mirroring works, but it can get quite interesting in the sense that you don't see your flaws anymore. You just see, well, any of your flaws, anything that comes from your dark side, better saying, your shadow side, is reflected into other people. So it becomes a game of guilt and who's going to blame who. Okay. And the blame is always on another person. So I see you, it's not that you're judgmental, but I see that from time to time, because of this new persona you were experimenting before the quarantine period began, you felt like um you always put yourself like there, like out there with a facade of, okay, I know what's good for you, I know what's good for you too, I'm going to create the perfect environment for all of us to grow and to share more and more and more. And it costs you, it costs you, you like it very much, you're missing it, but it actually costs you a lot. What helps you right now is precisely that you are unable to be this person, because it's good to be of service and you can actually do this really well. People feel fed by your attention in some way. Okay. But sorry, it's not then when it starts becoming arrogance. Like, sorry, I see that when you act as a host, you're actually providing service, but there's a point in which it's too much and it becomes arrogance. And then this arrogant manner that you were capable of putting out there before this pandemic crisis, you're not able to put out there anymore. And this is actually good, but you're missing. Okay. So it helps for you not to be the kind of person you were trying to be before this crisis. And what hinders the process is that you're still trying to show yourself, maybe through social media, because it's all over the place, like that you have to rethink. And also for option one, but in a completely different way, that you have to rethink your relationship with social media when it comes to trying to grab people's attention. um you're still trying to show through social media and whatever kind of interaction you have with other people that you're the same person, you're still active, you're still doing things. So the other, it goes with the next piece of advice. You need to calm down. You need to rethink your strategies. You need to rethink the person you're trying to be before this quarantine period starts, because you will be able to do whatever you're meaning to do, but you'll probably need to go at it from a completely different perspective. Okay. And you really need to start showing productivity all the time. You're kind of doing everything that you're doing right now in order to show that you haven't stopped, that this spirit has not affected you. You need to slow down in this sense too. This is not a normal time in the world. This is an effing pandemia. Okay, nobody is supposed to be, worried about proving everybody that they are still productive, that they're still doing whatever they proposed they would do before it all started. Okay, so this, for in terms of organizing your schedule, these are two main considerations. What's actually hindering you right now is that you don't feel like you have access to a lot of your talents and gifts. This is the four of wands, yeah, the four of wands in reverse. But what I always notice about this card, aside from the meaning of the four of wands, is that I have this woman here and her stand of flowers, and she, you know, she feels like almost a princess of in her realm of whatever she has to offer right now. You don't feel like you have that much to offer, probably because your work, your talents, or the way you express your talents really depending on the letter. We see you are not able right now to you're not able right now to put your stand out there and sell your products. Maybe some of you are sellers, I don't know, but you're not able to expose your products to the world right now. But of course, this is a metaphor, so it's not talking about products um, only. It's talking about your talents. It's talking about your ability to put yourself out there and interact with other people, but from a place of control. Like, I'm showing my best here. You're not able to do that right now, and it's okay. Basically, what this reading is saying is that, and then I have another card here to show me that you don't need to be so well. This is the Page of Pentacles, okay? And the Page of Pentacles is talking about your next idea or your next communication when it comes to the material aspects of life, okay? Not only money, but everything that you want to materialize um in terms of dreams. So it talks about new financial ideas. It talks about new ways of making money, new ways of, I don't know, designing a different economy in your house, new ways of going about your everyday tasks, new ways of, and also the kind of idea like, I can do this with less money. I can actually go around my house and transform this, I don't know, piece of plastic into some sort of cover that's going to protect whatever, I don't know, and it's actually going to be better than if I bought on the store. you know um, you need to leave the attitude of lack. You're expressing this attitude of lack, this lack mentality, by trying to be around people all the time and and overshare and show yourself that the best version of yourself. But in order to kind of stop the artificial productivity and this need to be around people all the time, you need to be more creative and find solutions in your own space, in your own environment, that that feel to you as abundant. It's like, I could get this here, okay? This is a candle holder, and I could turn it into some sort of drinking glass. I could turn it into some sort of sculpture, and this would be creative and artistic. Everything you have in your house, because it won't be enough for you to create something beautiful, or to give a different use to certain object. It won't be enough for you just to simply be creative with whatever you have going on. Okay, what's actually going to work for you is, like, go through all of your stuff all around you and decide, how can I optimize the use of every single object? How can I optimize my working space? How can I optimize the, well, let's see how much paper I have. What can I do with this loads of paper? Optimize everything. This is going to help you ground yourself. I see. This is going to help you feel like you're not wasting your time. And this is also going to help you um, detox the environment in which you currently are, grasping for other people's attention. Okay. So let me get this once more out there because this is a very specific message. You need to calm down, stop showing productivity, but understand why you're doing this. I have already explained it's lack mentality. You feel like you can't be yourself, whoever you're trying to be before this period, because you can't go out anymore and you can't be with people the way you were before, and you needed these people were mirroring some characteristics that even well, you don't like about yourself, not only good characteristics, and now you miss them desperately. But what you need to do is understand that this period can actually be very helpful to you, very fruitful. You can understand how to operate in a different manner once this pandemic is over. Okay. And while it's not over, you need to really focus, really concentrate yourself on being calmer, and and avoiding spending all of your energy on the image you're showcasing to people online, and trying to optimize. I keep hearing this word, optimize the use of everything you have at home. And if you think, oh, I can't do that, it's just I have so little and everything already has a function, it doesn't matter. Try to give it another look and try to reorganize your way of relating with the objects you actually have, but to give them by giving them some kind of function that will actually save you money, or give you something you always wanted and that now you can't buy. It's the kind of attitude in which you go, okay, I have all of these, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 pieces of candle, okay, and they are just almost finishing. But maybe I can glue them together and make myself a new candle, because I can't buy candles right now. It's hard for me to buy candles right now. Something like that, something that you consider useful, and optimizing everything that you already have. This is going to bring you back to your center, in the sense of understanding you have much more around you you think you actually have. Maybe there are a lot of objects that you're using um, with one function, but they could have many different possible functions, uses in your everyday life. And also, there are a lot of things maybe that you're not using. Okay. But please, I'm not talking about organizing. A lot of people are talking about organizing your work, your workspace at home, your home office, organizing. I don't know, everything, because it's important, but and it's a way of letting go of stress. Okay, but what I'm talking about goes deeper than that. It's just like seeing how abundant you are, because you have all of these things and they have multiple uses. Okay, this is going to help you disconnect, or not to over connect with people online and overexpose, and maybe even creating connections and saying things that you're going to regret later. Okay, as a final piece of advice, I have I hadn't seen this card before, I swear to God, but it's exactly the same message. Like the glass, this is the Ace of Cups. Okay, the glass, the chalice, whatever you want to call it, is full. Okay, it's full. It's so full that there's actually an insect here. I don't know. It's not a fly, but that's drinking from your water. Okay, you have lots to offer, and you have a lot around you, even without being able to relate to people the way you used to relate before. And it's actually productive and good, that spiritually is spiritually good that you are not out there right now, because you can see how much you have. You just have to connect with this energy. Okay, and as a final message, You're now being, this is the Queen of Swords, okay? You're now trying to organize your mind, your thoughts, in order to have a healthier life. You need to do this at this time because you don't have people around you as you used to have, and this was kind of a feeling of void that you actually do not like to look at. But now you have to look at it. And I'm saying, if you start reconsidering everything that you have and optimizing your relationship with your objects, with everything that you have around you, you're going to see improvement. You're going to, there's something about this group, this lack mentality that tries to compensate on relating with other people. There's something about this group that's making me say the following. You don't know. It's like you don't know sometimes how how important it is to take care of your own things and to see value in your own objects, your own possessions in general. It's like they're just there. So if you enter this attitude of having a closer relationship with whatever you've got around you right now, even pieces of furniture, clothing, whatever, it's a form of self-care too, you know. In terms of organizing your routine, I need to tell you, drink more water. From the practical side, drink more water, less internet, especially when it comes to self-exposing. I've already said that, but drink more water. um, Save your money, okay? Do not overspend, and try to organize your days. And if you work, like you have this specific time in which you're working, this specific time in which you are reorganizing, optimizing your environment, and then a specific time to sleep. I know this is very hard in this phase, but this is the advice I have here for you, okay? Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. And now I'm moving on to option number 3. Just as a reminder, because I don't know if the person who's there watching is the same person that is here since the beginning. If you are, please say hello, say who you are if you want, of course, but I would love to know. But just as a reminder, I'm going to be doing a live reading tomorrow that is going to include a provision on June and also free questions. So if you're, I think it's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or EDT, because now EST is not operating, I think, but it's 6 o'clock Brazilian time. And after I finish this overall reading on June and a June prediction, then I'm going to start actually answering questions, one question for each person, and maybe I'm going to answer to 3 or 4 people free of charge. Okay, so if you're interested in having specific readings for you and your situation, then you might as well join us later on, because it's already Friday here in Brazil. Okay, moving on to option number 3, the option that shows this beautiful everyday witch deck. Okay, let's see what you can do in order to design your routine in a positive way right now. Okay. Okay. Let's see what I have here. I just need to change the energy a bit. Okay, I'm shuffling the cards as we go. Just a moment, because one card fell on the floor. Okay. A card talking about balance. I'm going to shuffle it back into the pile, but I'm going to consider the message. Okay, so there's something about you. Of course, with all the readings today, I was expecting that, but it would not necessarily happen. We're talking about one kind of balance or the other. But for you, balance seems to be a key word when it comes to designing a routine. Now let's say what we have here. What helps? No. Yeah, what helps, what hinders, what you know, what you don't know, piece of advice. conclusion. Okay, I just changed the order a little bit here because I kind of heard. No, no, no. This is a different order for these people. Okay, so for option number three, I have the Knight of Cups representing you. And what I see is that you are trying, hmm, you're trying to offer some kind of affection, but you're being let down, okay? Whomever this love, this affection was directed to, these people are not able to hear you and to receive all of the beautiful things you have to offer, okay? This could be romantic, this could be friendship, this could be related to the people you're quarantining with. I don't know, but I see you in this position of trying to offer love, trying to offer support, trying to offer. It's completely different from the second option, because in the second option, if you were listening to option two, I was talking about someone who is afraid of being alone and afraid of especially missing whatever characteristic they were trying to develop and whatever traits, personality traits they were showing before this isolation period started. So now they're overcompensating. This is not your case. Your case is just this gentle energy of offering love to someone or even to a group of people, because I have the receive your love, your attention, whatever you're trying to do, they simply cannot receive it right now. Okay. So I don't know if it's a person, a group, but it's just see you putting yourself out there and you're not giving up. You're not giving up. You're not even like, oh, that's too bad that they're not able to receive what I need to offer or what I feel like offering right now. I see someone who's actually doing this because it's the best version of themselves. You're actually a very gentle person. And maybe for some of you who are going to watch this video later on, maybe you're even a volunteer in this crisis situation and you're um, volunteer stricto sensu in a way of you're actually going to the streets and you're offering help, you're distributing food, donating, something like that, because you know that this is a good reason to go out there, because there are people who are not protected at all in this situation, and but for some kind of reason, um it's hard for you to, it's hard not for you, but it's hard for the people you're trying to in a certain way. And I'm seeing here that my connection is unstable. So yes, now I think I'm back because my connection, there was something here, your connection is unstable. Okay. And well, I see that um before it all started crumbling down and you kind of lost the possibility, lost the ability to show love to these people, you're actually quite good. I have the Eight of Wands here. You're actually quite good at keeping all of your tasks, all of your activities um, to the right in the right places, and also assign the right time to accomplish each of them. Okay, see all of these wands that you're through um, the potence of your intention, you're keeping them there. Okay, you're able to keep them there. and and now even in this game, I don't know if it's necessarily only because of of the pandemic. Okay, this could be related to, this could have further implications and refer back um to a longer past. Okay, this is not only for some of you, maybe will be, but for others of you, this is related to a much broader scenario. And then you were able to keep all of your tasks organized and still help a lot of people. Okay, but right now it's like I have the Five of Swords here, and in reverse. Okay. So you were able to keep doing whatever you like to do. I think that this group has a lot of different activities, actually. Maybe you're even a bit of workaholics, and you certainly do not work only for money. Okay. You could have like a job, a main job that's going to fend for you for your needs, but you have other kinds of interest projects that even maybe they're even not money related. They're more related to your aspirations or the kind of person you wanted to be. And I see that in the past you could keep your jobs floating and the many different activities you have to do on a daily basis, even if some people had you see strange reactions of fear or maybe trying to prevent from you from doing what you actually wanted to do. And and now this is in reverse. So now it's like the people that used to judge you, they have a reason to believe that they were right. They are obviously not right, okay? But it's kind of pressuring you. Maybe it's the same people you were trying to give love to. Let me clarify that. Um, no, no, it's just okay. What I see here is that whatever you do in the world normally is not easily perceived by people as something good, possible, something possible, or something that you should be doing. Okay, broadly speaking. So, because this card perception was in reverse. Okay, so it's kind of like that. You're used to having your arguments with other people. You're used to maybe being perceived under a negative life or a negative light, or maybe under seen as naive, something like that, you know. But right now, what's happening is that you're trying to offer love. You seem to be a very charitable person in general. It doesn't matter if you're actually a volunteer or not, but you seem to like to be of service to others. And what's happening now is that you you are doing less and less and less because the impact of gossip about you is somewhat stronger. Okay. Maybe for some of you, you're living with your family, mandatorily living with your family, and that's why the impact of gossip about you, what you should, what you shouldn't do, is is so strong right now, or stronger right now. Um, okay, but this is only one of the possible scenarios. For some reason, it's not easy for you to just do everything that you like to do and to put all of your ideas out there in the world the same way you used to. You have a lot of energy, but this energy is not there somehow now. Okay. And you could be thinking, of course, we're facing a pandemic crisis. Okay. So, of course, I don't have all of this energy that you would like me to have, tarot cards. But the thing is, as I said in the beginning, I don't think this situation is only related to this pandemic crisis. It goes beyond the crisis. Okay. So, for the future, what I see is that you're actually going to need some time to, um, you're going to need some time. This is the Queen of Cups, okay? And she's all about offering. She's all about helping other people, and she's in reverse. So you're going to need some time to actually heal from whatever is going on right now, from the fact that you try to help, you try to offer your best talents, etc. And you could do this in the past very well, in spite of all kind of criticism. And now, for some reason, criticism is really affecting you, and you can't do whatever you wanted to do. You keep on trying, but the receptivity is not as good as it used to be. Okay. So, when it comes to your routine, what you know is that this is the moon in reverse. Okay. You have no illusions. You have no illusions when it comes to what you should be doing. Why is it that you're not able to do? You're just maybe here searching for confirmation that it's actually very hard to do what you're trying to do when it comes to helping other people, and that you should keep trying. Just you have no illusions. You know why it's difficult. You know who are the people involved. You know that with the pandemic crisis, it's even worse, and you probably already know that you simply need to wait. But it's like you don't know what to do with all of this energy of helping, giving to other people, giving, because this is kind of your makeup. This is sort of who you are. Okay, but you already know that you have no illusions in regards to this situation. What you don't know is that there's a tower moment coming. This is the tower representation in every way, everyday witch. Okay. If you don't know, well, probably if you're into tarot, you already know, but the tower represents a moment in which the whole structure of what we're doing, what we're trying to do, kind of collapse. It's a moment in which this structure needs to collapse in order for you to see your whole potential, or maybe to realign with your life path. So this is heavenly sent, but it can be very hard to face. And this is something that you don't know yet. There's something that needs to be cleansed, some structure needs to change. Um, and what I see here with the next two cards, we have the devil talking about what helps. And we have the Six of Pentacles talking about what hinders the process. So I see you as someone that has serious problems. Let me just click here. The computer is sending me all of these messages. I see you as someone that has serious problems considering the material, your material needs. Okay, you're always about give. You're about giving, and you have no limit whatsoever when doing that. And you could be really concerned right now about your finances, for example, but the universe is always very protective of you because they know you're always helping other people, and you know you have this good star going on for you when it comes to finances. But instead of being overly concerned about how to pay, next month's rent or something, you are more concerned about the fact that you have so much to offer and people are not receptive right now. This kind of shows the logic you need to change because in this moment, in order for you to organize your routine, you will need to consider the way you're spending money and the way you're saving money, and if you're actually making enough money for yourself. This is something that you really need to think about. So, especially with the devil and the Six of Pentacles for what helps and what hinders, you you're not supposed to stop giving your energy, your attention, but you're supposed to start thinking about how to receive more of what you need, not only in terms of money, but also in terms of um, any kind of material you need to work, any kind of material concern you really need to live. Okay, you need to rethink your relationship with the material world. It's almost as if you gave everything you have to people. Okay, and even the material things, like even money, clothes, etc., etc. This is okay, but the thing is, sometimes you give because you're not comfortable having it, not only because you want to help. So this is a very strange piece of advice, but I'm going to tell you, accumulate a little, accumulate a little during this period we're experiencing right now. Try to see how you can save money. Try to see how you can get more money. There's maybe for some of you an idea that has come to your mind and that you need to implement, but you're kind of like, oh no, I would do this and this would bring me money, this, and there are so many other important things to do when I can help people, um reconsider, think about this idea again, see if you could implement, because maybe people are not accepting your help, your charity, your love, whatever it is right now, but that's actually because you need to be structuring how you're going to survive, how you're going to get what you need. And this is an opportunity, since people are not receptive, to think about yourself and to dedicate your day to planning and implementing an idea that's actually going to bring you more structure and more success and more money in the end. Okay. So when it comes to routine, what I see here is um, save money and try to come up with ideas on how to make more money for yourself. This is important for you right now. Um, Stop worrying about why is it that people are not receiving your attention, your affection right now, and see it as an opportunity of, since they're not open to receive, then I can think about myself and I can think about how I am going to receive. Okay. I know that sometimes it sounds selfish, but this is a very specific message I have here for you. It's time to be a little bit selfish in this way, okay? Because in the end, selfish is only a word, and this attitude will not be selfish at all, especially coming from you. You just need to understand, this is a huge spiritual lesson on understanding the balance between giving and receiving, and you were giving too much. So now you're looking like people don't want to receive my help, to receive my attention, and you're thinking, okay, there's something wrong with me, but it's actually an opportunity for you to stop concentrating on giving and start thinking about the receiving end of this balance. Okay, remember that I told you I saw the balance card in the beginning of this reading. I knew that it was something special when it came to your option. Okay, so because it's talking about the balance between giving and receiving, and I have the Six of Pentacles here. So the piece of advice I have for you is you really need to dedicate your time right now to finding that idea, or for most of you, I hear that you already have an idea, but then developing the idea that's going to bring you financial stability. Okay. And stop worrying so much about why is it that other people do not want to receive what you have to offer right now. Okay. Um, for some of you, it might sound strange because, oh no, I have to think and I have to develop an idea that's going to bring me money, and this is probably going to involve other people. But it's like, um, just change your perspective. You have to start from, what is it that I want to do that I really would be comfortable doing, that's really part of my mission, and then can also bring me money. Okay. Instead of thinking, um, what can I do that's going to help other people? And then I'll think about how am I going to make it fit my schedule? How am I going to make it self-sustainable or even profitable? Okay. Think about the idea that probably I hear, because I have the Ace of Wands here. You have probably already heard about this idea, visualized this idea, received this as an intuitive message. Okay. Um, this is the Ace of Wands. Okay, so take a look at this girl. She already knows what she needs to do, but the thing is, there's an impediment because your focus is also, it's always on giving, and you're not used to being receptive. It's funny, it's kind of a mirror, in the sense that you're thinking, why are they not receptive, but you are not receptive, and you need to focus on a completely different aspect of your life right now. These days should be used to care, to nurture this idea and prepare this idea for the world to see it. Okay, and as a conclusion, I have the Nine of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Swords in reverse, sorry. Okay, said nine. But since this image is the image of a person that's actually moving forward with his ideas, with whatever he believes, his spiritual beliefs, is being um, maybe a little bit even reckless, but he knows exactly what he wants to do. He charges forward with his feelings and with his thoughts and with his beliefs without looking back. Okay. And this is in reverse. So the conclusion of your game is there's something you need to do for yourself that you're not doing because you're actually um, focusing on why you need to do, what you need to do for other people and why it's not working right now. Okay, this is a powerful message. And in terms of more practical things you can consider when talking about your daily routine, what I have here is um, try not to consume so much of other people's ideas. Try to have some time in which you can organize your own mind first, and then you study what you need to study, because I see here that you will need to study in order to implement um, or to adapt whatever you have going on for material gain. Okay. And also, do not so coming back, try to stay away from social media videos, contents related to your idea for some time. Try just to listen to your own thoughts about this idea, because um your intuition is accurate at this point. You can trust yourself when it comes to this idea. Another important thing is try to write down all of the negative beliefs you have with regards to money. Okay, because you will need to change completely. This is the tower moment here. You need to change completely the way you see money and being receptive and being abundant. You need to rebalance this giving and receiving scale. So this is going to be actually scary for most of you, I see here. So write down these beliefs and then post somewhere you where you see it every day. Like the wall I have here in front of me in my place of work, because you need to you need to reorganize your beliefs regarding money and regarding material abundance. Okay. Questions like, is it for me, or am I always seeing it in other people? You need to face these tough questions and use this time to really go deep into the inspiration of this new project, this new idea, this new way of understanding what you're already doing. That's going to capitalize for you. And to actually organize a project from beginning to the end, in which you can see clear steps, or at least clear indicators of advancement, because this is going to be a long term project. Okay, this is not something that's going to overnight, but you can take advantage of this period in which people are less receptive, to be more receptive yourself to ideas, to the help of possible routine that's very related to implementing your best ideas. Okay, your challenge right now is to implement your best ideas, and ideas that are going to nurture you both emotionally, because they're going to be fulfilling, and financially. So I would say that more than half of your day should be spent on that. I know that it's not always possible, because depending on your work routine, but if you can, really try to do that, right? Really try to not justify, I'm looking for another word, try to validate the time you spent building this idea. Okay, this is going to give you a lot of energy. Give your energy back, really, because you're just been putting on other people, and this is not working for you. Very, very practical advice. I have already told you not to consume anything related to the same area of your project, because you might end up influenced by the ideas of other people. But try also not to, I want to see the image here clearly. Try not to eat a lot of bread, salty food, healthy food, heavy food. Okay. I think that if you can, okay, and I know that in some parts it's hard to have access to all kinds of food, but try to eat. If you have to eat meat, like eat fish, um, seafood in general, and try to make it lighter, because you will need you will need all of your energy up here and not in digestion. It's kind of what I'm hearing. Also, animals, cats, dogs, whatever animal you have around you may actually help you a lot. So try to spend some time with them, because they will be an instant means to relax. Okay. If you don't have animals, maybe your idea is related to animals somehow, or maybe even animals are the kind of are the kind of content you can consume. These cute videos of animals, pictures, things like that, because you need also something to relax. You can't be working in your projects, or maybe juggling this project that you have in mind right now, and not having any time, any space for yourself, any time to relax. Okay, so relax. Just be sure that you are not relaxing by consuming even more content that is related to the project that you're doing, because because you end up influenced by the ideas of others. Okay, I really don't see you relaxing a lot at this moment. This is a moment of a lot of work, but be sure that you're working for you, that you're working for your advancement. It's important for you to work right now and not relax so much, but be sure that you're making it in order to attend your needs, your material needs. Okay. Thank you very much. This is the message I have for you, who chose option number 3. And just as a reminder, later on at 6 p.m. here, Brazil time, and 5 p.m. EDT, I will be here with a reading on June provision. And I'll be reading also some questions of the people who join me, free of charge. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you who stayed up to the end of this transmission, and bye bye.